Alright guys, good morning out there in the garage. So we got this car, we've looked at it, and we know it's got rust pretty bad. We found this big spot that was bubbling up under the Bondo here. We can't afford to grind all the Bondo off the car. He's gonna this is like a little father and daughter project they're doing, I guess, and they'll erase it like this, and if it pops back out, I guess we'll patch it again, because they just can't afford to take it all off. So what we're going to do is, I know a lot of you guys are using the vinegar and stuff to clean the rust out, and trying to catch my breath here because I got all the gear on today. But anyway, I've used this for a long time. I was taught this method by my stepdad when we used to do the Model A's. I mean, this stuff's as old as liquid ebony. But this stuff seems to work pretty good for me, and anytime I use like a rust deadener, I don't like to get it on the Bondo. You know, if you're not going to grind the Bondo off the car, you don't want to get that stuff in the Bondo, because it'll wick it up, and it can stain through, can cause some issues. So we're going to use some stuff, and I'll show you how I apply it, and I try to keep it really clean. You just want to wet the metal with it and let it do its thing. It'll turn black, and then we'll come back and hit that with some 80 grit and throw some etch down probably on this, and then put some Bondo down. So got this stuff here. And it's dusty. This stuff works good. You can buy it anywhere, any hardware store. And I just take a little acid brush and I dip it into the jug. You don't need a whole lot of this, just wet the brush. And then I just set the container down, and I have a paper towel ready, and I'll start at the top. And the stuff's running, so you don't want to get it on the paint or the Bondo if you're not going to strip it off. And this stuff will attack plastic rubbers. It'll make them soft. So you want to be careful that you don't get it on tires or anything like that. I know it will also make your concrete turn white. So it's probably got some what is it? Some sort of an acid in it, And you don't want to get it on your skin either. But yeah, we're just going to brush it in the areas that are really rusted here. Kill some of this stuff down. Let it sit, and then we'll come back and I know, Tommy, don't look, we're not going to put metal in this. We're going to put some Duraglass, and we're going to do what he wants, man. It's a friend. He can't afford to do this car, so we're going to make it shinier. And we're going with the same color because we're not wanting to do the jams and stuff. But this stuff's pretty strong, and it works pretty well. It'll just turn the rust black, and then I usually just hit it with some 80 grit. And it'll make the paint shiny like that. Anywhere it gets on the paint, you have to strip it off. But yeah, so that's I think that's the only rust spots we're gonna fix. I got a couple spots on the roof that aren't ground down yet, but yeah. Let me throw this stuff in the garbage. And I'll be right back, take a walk around. Oh. Alright, so I got a couple things here. So, on this metal polish for John Kerry, I can't charge you for this stuff, buddy. We used to sell this stuff, it's really good stuff. I can still go buy it, if anybody likes it a lot and wants more. It's really killer polish. But these are some bottles that were in a case, and they got stains on them and stuff, so I'll clean this up. But I wouldn't be able to charge you for that, so you just pay the shipping and we'll call it a day. And it'll make your polishing pleasure much better. So yeah. So we're gonna do this today. This is my bus, so I'm gonna do something for myself. I'm gonna rapture liner in here. This bus is sort of a rough bus. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's It was pulled out of a field. I had to weld some panels in back here, put a new battery tray over here, and I think for maximum rust protection I'm just gonna go with I've already epoxied it. I put some paint on there, and I'm gonna scuff that with some red Scotch-Brite, and then I'm gonna go with the Rhino. Is it Rhino liner? No, Rapture liner, the dinosaur stuff. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw some of that down in here so we can get the motor installed in this. And getting ready to move this truck back and pull that bug in here. I moved some cars around, so I got a little bit of space in here, enough for a Volkswagen anyway. And we'll do a valve adjustment to that one. And yeah, that's a guy that I built the motor for, so I always like to take care of my motors. So it's not a whole lot of work, little electrical short, and I think valve adjustment and oil change. So dug the bolts up, put the deck lid on, but I need some help to lift that up to get that bolted on. And I was going to work on this core support today and try to get it in some epoxy or something so I can get it bolted up and start hanging the fenders and stuff, and get this pig in one piece. So yeah, there's the motor and tranny for the bus. So as soon as I get that engine compartment cleaned up, I'll be able to stab that in there and get everything hooked up. I got to paint this piece gray, so I got to get that out and do this. It's already got some epoxy on it. It looks like it got some Earl on it from sitting over by the oil shelf there. So we'll get that cleaned up and paint that Dove gray. That goes in the back of the engine compartment firewall area to cover up the gas tank. So we got some more parts for the 1914. Got a new oil pump yesterday. I have to go get some valve springs and a rocker shaft kit for the rocker arms. I'm pretty much done with that cylinder head. I think I showed you that last night. We'll get it blasted and blend the ports back in and stuff, and do a final CC on the combustion chambers. I got to get an exhaust system when I go down there for this, and the customer requested a special type, you know, he's looking for. He doesn't want it to be real noticeable, so we're gonna go with not what I would go with, but you know, it's what he wants, so we're gonna get what he wants. And what else? I think that's it. So yeah, looking good today. Got the neck brace on there, keeping everything in place, because yeah, you know, gotta start following the doctor's orders. So we're going to move some of this stuff out of here. This became catch-all, just like Matt said it would. So we're going to dig the fender out of here, and this fender had a tree fall on it, but I'm going to weld all these holes up. I was going to try to do all this stuff off the car, but I just can't, you know, there's nowhere to put it. So I think I'll be better off just bolting it all on and, you know, cut it in as I go. I got to decide on the color. I wanted to paint it red, but Matt said there's already a red Nova, so this one was red, but I had a picture of it somewhere, so you guys didn't think I was lying to you. It was red for a long time. I don't know where the picture went, somewhere. Any hoozle, I know somebody says that, I forget who. I think it's the Vlogging Life. Maybe orange or something, I don't know, but I'm going to paint it a solid color, because you know, I don't know. I think Novas look good in a solid color. I don't know, metallic color, or like an orange, but I don't want to go too many orange cars in one garage, you know. I was thinking about doing the bus metallic orange. So, hell, I don't know. As long as it's one color and one piece, I'll be happy. So that's the plan, and that's what we're doing. We got to go down to Triangle too and take them their tranny. The tranny, we went down the scooters yesterday, and it's not good on the freeway flyer, supposedly. It's a 437 ring and pinion with a 089 4, so it's basically a close box, not a freeway flyer. So we got one more here that needs a fourth gear put in, you know, at the customer's request. So we're going to pop that apart, and we'll probably end up putting synchronizers and changing the fourth gear to a longer fourth. which is not recommended. You know, the right way is to change the ring and pinion, or find a 5 rib and just put your bell housing and swap it out. That's what I recommend, because the 091 gearbox, which would be the 5 rib, is a much stronger unit. You know, you get a bigger first gear shaft and the parts are much nicer. But some people like to go with a 3 rib. These are basically like a little close box. They have like a 513 ring and pinion, and it really limits your top end speed. So I have 2 more core trannies here. I guess they're not cores. These are, you know, trannies that I own. So we'll probably go ahead and build this one. I think it's a 412 late model. And this other one over here is a double side plate. Double side plate swing axle. It looks early from the clutch arms curve, so it might be like a 63. And I didn't look at the bell housing yet to see if it was 6-volt or not. And yeah, so that's where we're at. And let me get some stuff moved around, and I'll turn this back on. And I'll get this scuffed up over here with a Scotch-Brite, and maybe we'll turn the camera on for the Rapture liner.